Welcome to this channel, Heritage Documentary Television. Please, as you watch our documentaries, don't fail to like and to subscribe to this channel for more amazing content as we upload them and as they come your way. Thank you and welcome. Governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria, 1959 to 2023. Connecting with history elicits patriotic socio-economic and socio-political engagement from the people of any nation, and that we constantly seek to achieve as Heritage Documentary Television, as we undertake our documentary efforts as a broadcast channel. In this episode, our focus is on the governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria, from the inception of the CBN to date, as part of our efforts to further connect to our national or group history as a people. The Central Bank of Nigeria occupies a place of strong political and economic prominence in the Nigerian collective national history as a nation. And whereas every Nigerian may know that the CBN is the apex bank in Nigeria, and whereas many more may know who the incumbent governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria is, not many Nigerians, including some of the very ones that work in the Central Bank of Nigeria, can truly boast to know how many governors the Central Bank of Nigeria has had from inception to date, what their names are, and when exactly they served as governors of the CBN. In the light of the above, we hereby present to you the list of all the governors that the Central Bank of Nigeria has had from inception to date, 1959 to 2023. Let it be noted that the first time a formal currency was issued in Nigeria was in 1880, and that was the shillings and pence of the British West Africa, which was managed by the Bank of England and contracted to a private bank, the Bank of British West Africa, for distribution. This lasted till 1912, when the West African Currency Board, WACB, was established to oversee currency circulation and management in the West African sub-region. From 1912 to 1959, the West African Currency Board issued the first set of banknotes and coins in Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and the Gambia being the coverage area of the West African Currency Board. In the late 1950s, the Nigerian independence was now obvious and the exit of the West African Currency Board imminent. The Central Bank of Nigeria was thus established on the 1st of July 1959 to stimulate and to regulate the currency taste of the independent nation that Nigeria became on October 1, 1960. It is important to note here that the Central Bank of Nigeria was actually established 15 months before Nigeria became an independent nation in 1960. The head of the Central Bank of Nigeria is the governor of the Central Bank. He or she sits at the helm of the leadership hierarchy of the CBN and is automatically the number one banker in the nation, Nigeria. Several people have served as governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria at different times and under different regimes. Below is the list of all the governors that the Central Bank of Nigeria has had so far from 1959 to date, 2023. 1. Roy Pentlow Fenton. Roy Pentlow Fenton was a British officer. He was appointed as the main governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria on July 24, 1958. His appointment was strategic as he supervised the transition from the West African Currency Board, WACB, to the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, with the independence of Nigeria on October 1, 1960, anticipated. He was the governor of the CBN from July 24, 1958 to July 24, 1963, when he handed over to Alhaji Aliyu Maiborno, who became the first indigenous governor of the CBN. 2. Alhaji Aliyu Maiborno. Alhaji Aliyu Maiborno seconded to the Central Bank of Nigeria as Assistant Secretary in 1959 when the CBN commenced operation. His promotion was rapid. He thus became Deputy Secretary and then Secretary in quick succession. In 1962, he was appointed the Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, the first Nigerian to occupy that position. And in 1963, he became the Governor of the Central Bank, thereby becoming also the first indigenous governor of the nation's apex bank, an office he occupied from July 25, 1963 to June 22, 1967. Alhaji Aliyu Maiborno is the Nigerian whose image is on the left-hand side of the 1,000 naira note. 3. Dr. Clement Unyong Isong. Dr. Clement Unyong Isong was appointed governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria on August 15, 1967 by General Yakubu Gowon, the then head of state, and remained in office as CBN governor till September 22, 1975. Until his appointment as CBN governor, Dr. Clement Unyong Isong served as advisor International Monetary Fund IMF. Clement Isong's tenure as CBN governor was particularly eventful. He headed the Central Bank of Nigeria during the Civil War era, which lasted from July 1967 to January 1970, and subsequently during the oil boom era after the Civil War. Dr. Clement Unyong Isong is one of the two prominent Nigerians whose images appear on the Nigerian 1,000 naira notes, the one on the right-hand side of the currency note. It is worthy to note here that the two men whose images are on the 1,000 naira notes are 1. Alhaji Aliyu Maiborno, and 2. Dr. Clement Unyong Isong, the first and second indigenous governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Number 4. Malam Adamu Siroma. Malam Adamu Siroma became the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria on September 24, 1975. He was an astute politician, one of the presidential aspirants of the erstwhile National Party of Nigeria, NPN, the party that produced President Shehu Shagari in 1979 and 1983 respectively. He is also a founding member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Malam Adamu Siroma remained in office as governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria till June 28, 1977, when Mr. Ola Vincent succeeded him. 5. Mr. Ola O. Vincent. Mr. Ola Vincent was a senior assistant secretary in the Nigerian Ministry of Finance from 1959 to 1961, from where he moved to the Central Bank of Nigeria as an assistant general manager. He became a general manager in the Central Bank of Nigeria in 1963 and so served till 1966. He left the CBN in 1966, and by dint of providence, he was appointed governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria in 1977. He remained in office as the governor of the CBN from June 28, 1977, when he was appointed, to June 28, 1982, when Alhaji Abdul Qadir Ahmed was appointed as his successor. 6. Alhaji Abdul Qadir Ahmed. Alhaji Abdul Qadir Ahmed was appointed governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria on June 28, 1982. He remained in office for over 11 years, cutting across several administrations. 1. The democratic government of Alhaji Ali Shehu Shagari. 2. The military government of General Muhammad Buhari. 3. The military government of General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, IBB. And 4. The interim government of Chief Ernest Shoneko. Alhaji Abdul Qadir served as governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria till September 30, 1993, when he retired. 7. Dr. Paul Agbai Oguma. Dr. Paul Agbai Oguma assumed office as the governor of the CBN on October 1, 1993. Until his appointment as governor of the CBN, Dr. Paul Oguma was the CEO, Union Bank of Nigeria. He served as CBN governor until May 29, 1999. 8. Chief Dr. Joseph Oladele Sanusi. Chief Dr. Joseph Oladele Sanusi joined the Central Bank of Nigeria in 1966 as a deputy manager. He rose to become deputy governor of the CBN in 1988. He left the Central Bank of Nigeria in 1990 to become the MD/CEO of the United Bank for Africa, UBA, from 1990 to 1992, and MD/CEO of the First Bank of Nigeria from 1992 to 1998. He was later appointed governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria on May 29, 1999. He served as governor of the CBN till May 29, 2004. Number 9. Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo. Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo was appointed governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria on May 29, 2004. Until his appointment as CBN governor, he served as Chief Executive, National Planning Commission of Nigeria, having earlier served as Chief Economic Advisor to the former President Olusegun Obasanjo. His tenure as CBN governor ended on May 29, 2009. 10. Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi was appointed governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria on June 3, 2009 by President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi was the CEO of First Bank of Nigeria until his appointment as CBN governor. Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi served as governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria till February 20, 2014, when he was suspended from office by President Goodluck Jonathan, and Sarah Omotunde Alade, who then was a deputy governor of the CBN, took over as acting governor of the CBN. 11. Sarah Omotunde Alade. Sarah Omotunde Alade became acting governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria when Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, the ex-while governor of the CBN, was placed on suspension by President Goodluck Jonathan. Before her appointment, Sarah Omotunde Alade served as deputy governor of the CBN under Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. She held forth as acting governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria until June 3, 2014, when Mr. Godwin Emefiele was appointed governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria by President Goodluck Jonathan. 12. Godwin Emefiele. Mr. Godwin Emefiele was appointed governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria by President Goodluck Jonathan on June 3, 2014. Before now, he was the chief executive officer at Zenith Bank. Godwin Emefiele's tenure as CBN governor will be remembered for a long time, especially because of the controversial currency redesign policy of the President Muhammadu Buhari's government that he supervised in 2022. Godwin Emefiele was suspended from office on June 9, 2023 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who appointed Mr. Folashodun Shonubi as acting governor of the CBN on June 10, 2023. Mr. Folashodun Adebisi Shonubi. Mr. Folashodun Shonubi was appointed acting governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria on June 10, 2023, following the suspension from office of Mr. Godwin Emefiele on June 9, 2023 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Folashodun Shonubi was a deputy governor of the Central Bank until his appointment as acting governor of the CBN. He served as acting governor of the CBN until September 15, 2023, when Dr. Yemi Cardoso was appointed as governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. 14. Olayemi Michael Cardoso. Olayemi Cardoso was appointed governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria on September 15, 2023 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He was the chairman/CEO Citibank until his appointment as governor of the Nigerian Apex Bank. Thus far, Nigeria has had 12 substantive governors of the CBN and 2 in acting capacity. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this documentary. Please like and subscribe to this channel for more amazing content coming your way.